Hi, I just wanted to give a quick opinion about Silent Hill 2, the remake, and I'll be mentioning the original in it too. And also there might be some spoilers, so if you haven't played the game yet, I wouldn't watch this first. I played the game first. So, what I wanted to discuss was everyone's got their own opinion, and everyone's entitled to it. Um, but something I've been noticing a lot just lately is a lot of people were hung up on I believe it was a quote from the game developers. They said it was targeted to the more modern audience, and it's wordplay and it can be perceived in a lot of different ways. But a lot of people took that to mean they were gonna, completely wokeify the game, and it wouldn't be the same because, understandably, a lot of people hold the original game in high regard. I'm I'm a big fan of Silent Hill. I haven't played all the games. I unfortunately started playing Silent Hill after the original, was very hard to get hold of, and the PS1 was pretty much obsolete at that point. I played 2, 3, 4, and I played Shattered Memories and a bit of Homecoming, and I can't remember the Origins. And something that impressed me about them was the way that the worlds were handled. The way they went into the other world and the symbolism and all the things, the monsters and the characters kind of stand for and how they're shown. And I believe there was a certain way that things need to be shown in order to keep faithful to the way things were in the first place. And one thing that has been a problem was the way that Angela Orozco and Maria were made to look, which I would see it, and I wondered, why there was so much controversy. Originally, it was thought that Maria would look completely different, and Angela as well. It's very confusing with Angela because she's always perceived as being a younger person, and in the original, she always looked a lot older than she was, shown as she was supposed to be. Which could be seen as, all the years of trauma that she went through and things, it would age a person. So it kind of made sense. And in the new game, her model, it seems a lot younger. And someone got hold of a certain point of view, a screenshot, and it made her very jowly, and people hopped on that and they said she was fat. Now, I obviously don't have a lot of business talking about the heavier side of women, but I just thought it was so silly because, in my opinion, nothing on Angela screams that she's very big, very heavy set. If anything, when you look at her character, she's a lot on the thinner side. And it's understandable that the character is a bit younger as well, because it happened, and it will make sense that it was happening when Angela was younger. I'm not going to go too heavily into what happened because, number one, it's very traumatic, and number two, that's a very big spoiler because it's a big part of what the game's about. But I think they did that justice. It was handled in the same way, but obviously a different model because we're in a different time. They handled it very well, I thought. And that kind of brings me into the model of Maria. The one in the original game, it's been shown that it was modelled after Cameron Diaz and an outfit that she wore. I don't know if that's been confirmed or if that's a heavy theory. But there is a picture of Cameron Diaz wearing the exact same outfit, which kind of makes you think that's what it was. And in the new one, she's not wearing the short skirt and she's not wearing the top, which is like a crop top. She is still dressed in a way that could be perceived as flirtatious, and she acts in a flirtatious way, which I think is the whole point of the character, because it's supposed to show a different side of what James was missing with his wife, and Maria was supposed to represent that, so I think they did a good job with that. A lot of people mentioned the butterfly tattoo that she always has. In the original game, she has it on her hip, near her stomach, and in the remake, it's on her chest. And I read a review, and it was true. Someone said they've changed it so much because in the original game, when she meets James Sunderland, the main character, for the first time, she puts his hand on his chest to prove to him that she's real, which is a very flirtatious thing to do. And then in the remake, she puts her hand on him, and that is supposed to be a very big change and nowhere near the way it's supposed to be. And I thought that was just a bit ridiculous because it got the same idea across. That could still be a very heavily flirtatious thing to do. So I don't feel like they changed a lot of things for the worse. If anything, I think they took the original ideas and built on them. The story of Angela is so upsetting. It's like it nearly had me in tears at a lot of points, and I've seen some playthroughs where people actually were in tears. So the story was very well told. I think they handled the situation with Maria excellently. And obviously the ending with Mary was very good. It was very well told and it was deep and meaningful. I loved the way they dealt with Pyramid Heads because, in my opinion, they kind of kept the character looking the same as he did in the original, but they added a little bit more to make him seem more new. The combat was brilliant, just the way you could walk around and go into the buildings, and there was the window breaking aspect. And they did give a lot of homage to the older, like the original game. And I think they handled everything very well. I mean, yes, some of the models did seem quite different, and because it was a different developer, the combat felt different, but in a good way. So I wanted to talk about it because I'm seeing a lot of people saying they didn't enjoy it for these very small reasons, and some of them are troll posts just to, rile people up and start arguments. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. Obviously, if you didn't like the game, you didn't like the game, and you have your reasons for that. And it's important to get everyone's reason across. And I just wanted to take a moment just to put my opinion across. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed the game. It won't beat the original in any which way. You remaking the original because it was so good it needs a remake, and they do it justice. So I don't think it'll ever beat the original, but it's definitely a good game with a lot of very good parts to it. Some that were in the original, some that they've added, and some that they've added too. So, if you didn't like it, please put in the comments your feelings, why, and even link to your own video if you'd like to. But bye.